Hello. It's morning time. My favorite my favorite hour of the day, time of the day. Breakfast. This morning I'm gonna throw some onions and potatoes in. And tonight I might cook some fried green tomatoes. My neighbor across the street has a tomato plant and pretty big tomatoes, so he gave me a couple. I only need a couple for myself. One for me and one for Sadie, aka Jim. So I just heated some oil in a pan, and probably too much oil. Probably only need enough oil to saute it, but I got all oil happy. I'll cook this a little bit, kind of caramelize it, and then I'll throw some potatoes in there with it. The way I see it is if you can't flip the onions in the pan because there's too much oil, then that's a sign that there's too much oil. But I mean, obviously you don't want to be trying to flip it and oil be flying everywhere, right? So I've also cut up some potatoes in kind of slices. Usually I'll like dice them into like cubes, but lazy this morning. I just exercised and went running and stuff like that. So I'll put the potatoes in. I'm not sure if I should put the potatoes in before the onions or after the onions. Probably before the onions, but so I'll just brown the potatoes while I'm waiting. And in the meantime, since I'm hungry, I made some rice last night to go with the Thai curry. I lost my spatula. Oh, crud, I just ate rice with my spatula. That was not brilliant. So, there's a lot of different things you can do with potatoes. Potato chips, and I like making hash browns. Hash browns is, I don't know if I showed how to cook that or not. I'll have to look through my archive, and if I didn't, I'm definitely going to put that on the YouTube. Yep, sirree. Glass of milk. So, story. Last night, I was talking to a neighbor, and the neighbor told me that 2 trailers down, a guy had an insulin malfunctioned. He's diabetic, and so I had to go to the hospital, and apparently he's doing not so good, so we'll keep a prayer out for him. And his children came over to collect some clothes and things, and when they opened the door to get his stuff, the dog went running out, and it never came back. They put his little kennel outside. Hopefully the dog would come back to its kennel, and I went out there this morning and checked, and he wasn't out there to be found. So it's kind of sad if the man does make it out of the hospital, he's going to come home to a missing dog. So let's pray about that too. And yeah, I'm a lucky person. I'm healthy. Exercise. Oh man, look at that. Onions are getting done before the potatoes are. So we will keep a mental note to ourselves to either put them in at the same time or put the potatoes in a little bit. Maybe put them in first and then put the onions in shortly after. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll take the onions out, start taking them out while the potatoes continue to cook. They're becoming onion rings. Really, you only want to just caramelize them, but it's really a matter of preference, right? How you like it. You can eat onions raw, or you can eat them cooked, or you can eat them somewhere in between. So that's my philosophy on cooking: is you cook it until you like it. Obviously, there's chefs out there that will tell you the optimal consistency or whatever for the best taste, but I think everybody has their own preferences, and I think the chefs just know which one preferences that most people like. Yeah, I had to cook these potatoes. They're starting to go bad inside my cupboard. Ah! I dropped one. Can't get it turned over. There it goes. Turn over. There you go. Turn over. There we go. Turn over. Nice. You turn over. There you go. Now we're cooking on the front burner, literally. What? Did you sneak and turn back over? You just want to burn on that side, don't you? That's probably a little overly done, so if you can say perfect, it's not overly done. I'm just going to drain some of that oil. There you go. And there you go. Potatoes and onions. It's a good breakfast.